Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a really cool team I'm going to use for this invasion event. First things first, go to the shop, grab yourself a tier 1. This gives you a potion of enchantment amongst other things, which means all your troops are going to start enchanted at the start of each and every battle in this event only. That is important. Now, if you don't have a Thaumaris, you're going to want to grab a tier 2. This dude is the Siege Breaker, and what Siege Breakers do is they do extra damage versus the towers. You don't necessarily need these traits if you're struggling for the requirements to get that, but just the spell is enough on its own. It's going to do a minimum of 3 times damage to the towers. Now, the towers aren't going to come along straight away, so you don't need to use this dude absolutely straight away, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If you can get tier 3 with the gems, absolutely well worth it. Brilliant weapon here. Wings of Destruction. Love these explodey, summony weapons. Explodes magic +1 purple gems. Grants a random status effect to all dragon allies. Then summons a dragon troop. Right, onto the team itself. I'm going to use Venoxia, the new weapon, another Venoxia, and Essentia at first. Essentia's spell is a little bit rubbish, but it does actually give all dragon allies a 50% start with mana. The towers aren't going to appear straight away, and our Venoxia is going to be doing a job on those towers anyway. Basically, what you're going to do is only bring in the Siege Breaker, Thaumaris, when your Venoxia stop wrecking the towers themselves, and then you just change your troops one at a time for those Siege Breakers if you want to go that way, because Venoxia is still going to do a job on those towers to a certain degree, but we'll see what happens as we go along. What Venoxia does is creates 9 green and 9 blue gems, then does a significant amount of true damage to all enemies. Really cool. So we create green and we create blue. The green feeds back into our Venoxias, the blue feeds into our Wings of Destruction and Essentia, and Thaumaris, when that comes back into the play, is blue as well. So basically it's going to work really well, even when you change your Venoxias to the Siege Breaker. So very simple team to use. We're going to have a +2 purple, +1 green, -1 red Riven Banner from Primal Rift. Class-wise, you don't need to go like Dragon Guard or a Dragon class. It's not actually that great. Archer class is much better for this. You're going to get a 50% start with battle with mana anyway. We can have Haunted Weave, web a random enemy when I summon a troop. It's handy if you're a newer player and you do lose your top Venoxia. This one's irrelevant, unfortunately, but Root Trap, really handy to start with the top troop entangled. That protects your top Venoxia. Nature's Aura creates a Leaf Storm at the start, which is really good for Venoxia. Gets it charged up quickly and creates more green when you cast her spell. Wall of Vines, all greens gain 5 armor. Dodge, we may not get a chance to use that, so you can have something like Child of Sky instead. And yeah, last one, again, irrelevant, but the rest of them really good. Right, so let's dive in and do a few scraps. Nice easy 50% start. Oh, an awful lot of yellow there straight away, but yeah, let's cast our weapon. Charge the team up. Venoxia's charged already. And cast Venoxia and wipe them out. Ordinary for this, you can chuck on 3 times Nisha medals to get Venoxia's power nice and high. It's going to mean you explode more gems as well, so really cool. What we got? Doesn't really matter, we can collect any colour really. Just get Venoxia charged up at first, just keep ripping through the enemy. I'll only do the first few levels and I'll jump forward a little bit, otherwise it's going to be an unnecessarily long video. And I've got other things to do today. I've got Guild Wars coming up, got to do that as well today. I've got something else I've got to do as well later on. I'll make another video for something else. It's a busy old day for me. There we go, next one down, keep going. First towers have appeared, but they're not going to be a problem at first. Venoxia just laughs in the face of those towers. We'll collect something like that. There we go, one shot everything. Kaboosh! If you shout kaboosh when you cast Venoxia, it does extra damage. Really. Alright, I jumped forward to stage 8 because it's just literally the same thing over and over again. If your Venoxies are doing a significant amount of power, you're going to wipe out these towers so fast you simply do not need the Siege Breaker. You can just cast your weapon, cast your Venoxies, whoever gets charged up first, and you're going to actually be doing a job on those towers really fast. Kaboosh! All gone. It's been like this all the way through for me so far. If your Venoxies aren't wiping them out when you cast them both back to back, you can obviously just cast your weapon again, get them charged up again, and repeat. It's like going to be still a really easy way to go about it. Obviously, the other way to do it is to get rid of Essentia, pop in a Siege Breaker, and then start doing extra damage versus the towers. It's going to be 3 times damage versus towers after all, minimum. And you can swap out your other troops for the Siege Breaker as well. Like, you can swap out the second Venoxia for a second Siege Breaker if you want to go that way. For most people though, it's going to be really easy to just rinse and repeat with casting the weapon, charging up the Venoxias, and casting them. Even if you have to charge your Venoxias again, like I'm going to wipe them out now, but the weapon was ready again, the top Venoxia was charged again. We can cast that top Venoxia, we can cast the weapon and just rinse and repeat. It's probably going to be easier this way than it is with the Siege Breaker, to be honest. Right, I'm going to make this the last battle against these flimsy towers. Our dragons, just knocking them over really quickly. Purple or green at the beginning. Our second Venoxia is ready next round anyway, so it's okay to cast the first one. No waiting around, and yeah, job done. And as you can see, the first Venoxia was charged again, the weapon was charged again, so you can cast your Venoxia. It's got a chance to self-charge and just do it again anyway, and failing that, you can cast the weapon, explode the gems, charging up the team, and just rinse and repeat. I don't think most people are going to need the Siege Breaker at all in this event. So yep, there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful, helpful, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.